Yeah, it feels great. I think it was a complete team effort. Perfect way to put it. Everyone was playing their game. Snapping it around, playing quick, hitting. Our details were great tonight.
PK is on a bit of a tear and had 3 big ones today. What did you see that went that well for you in those ones?
I think our details were right. Our positioning was right, and we were reading the game and jumping them when we had a chance. And it takes everyone, including me when I need to make a save. And when guys are tight and around me and I can see pucks, things get a little bit easier.
Coach, you're enjoying
this pump. Did number 7 mean a little more given the circumstances?
I just love shutouts, to be honest with you. That's why I play the game.
Does it feel a little bit to you guys like the intensity almost had stayed up from that Washington game? Could that explain the hot start and the kind of pace that you guys came with the start?
I think we're realizing we're really close to playoffs, and we want to bring our playoff game every single night. So I think that was a continuation of it. And this time of year is when you want to be playing your best hockey, and you feel your best when you're playing your best.
Can I ask you about the song choice as well, Gangnam Style, for your shutout song?
I do know the dance, so maybe one day I'll do the dance out there.
Impressive. What's it like to be part of this chase for first place? Obviously, you guys have been in the driver's seat, but what's the race like with Dallas right now down the stretch?
I haven't really put too much thought into it, to be honest. I'm just taking one day at a time, and it's another day in the National League, and I'm enjoying myself. Having fun with where we're at, and just continuing to win. And what happens happens.
How much of a rush is Alex chip in with the 2 goals in an elevated role?
Yeah, he's a phenomenal player. I think you could put him anywhere in our lineup, and he's going to be a huge difference maker. So, I'm glad that he got on the board tonight, and I'm not shocked by it.
Is it a huge rush for you as a goaltender, and just being in the game when the crowd's really engaged, and they're seeing Sweet Caroline? Just seems like it's a whole other atmosphere. What's that like for you to experience in a game like tonight?
Yeah, you can tell the fans are feeling that playoff time coming too. They're ramping up. Plus, it's a Friday night, so they're probably having a good time. And tonight was a good time.
What about the MVP chants, Connor? What does that mean to hear from the home crowd?
Yeah, that's really cool. They really believe in me, and I'm really grateful to have them around and spend my career here. So that means a lot.
Is it something you've given any thought to, our trophy?
Like I said, day at a time. It'd be cool, but whatever happens, happens.
Great. Thank you, Connor. Coming back today.
Yeah, that felt good. To get a early one in the first shift there after being out for a while, it definitely felt good.
It looked like a complete team effort on route to the shutout too. So what's it like to be part of that at this time of year when the stakes are higher?
I mean, that's huge. First of all, we have Buck in the net. That helps out a lot. It's easier to get a shot out them, but I felt like the team did a really good effort today.
What did you see on the net crash as you went to the net there?
Well, I just saw, Tanny just jamming the puck in there and Bears coming whacking it again, and Fall might join them.
You haven't had too many games with those two guys, but what can work for you with those two?
Well, I feel like we think the game similar. We both high energy guys, like to get on the forecheck and be a hard line to play against, and Tanny coming in here is a really good player, so I feel like we got a good fourth line now.
The other guy who was on that line, Alex Iafallo, pops up to line 1, gets 2 today. What does it say about your depth as a team that you can go up and do that?
Yeah, that's a huge part. I mean, Lordo goes down; it's a big player for us, but we have a good depth in the team, and Al's coming up there, and now you see what he can do when he gets first line minutes.
Just, people talk about how Alex Iafallo is a guy that can move up and down the lineup and play in a variety of different roles. What about his game and his abilities allows him to be a difference maker in different spots?
Well, he's a really smart player. I think you can see it out there. He adapts really good to what kind of situation he's in. He's always aware of what. Seems like he's always aware of what's the best play to make, and then he usually makes it too.
Hellebuyck's 7th shutout is the most he's had in one season. Did you guys do a little something to celebrate that, or what can you do as teammates to support that?
Yeah, we'll see what we're gonna do. I mean, he's I don't know. Maybe he gets this extra day fishing or something like that. I don't know.
What do you think of those MVP chants for him?
I feel like they're well deserved. I mean, he's been a huge part for us in getting to the place we are in the standings right now. So I feel like that's well deserved.
All right, thanks, David.
Carrying right into the start of the game, just the pace and the pressure you guys played with?
Probably. We talked about it. Talked about it this morning, and then again before the game, of not sort of letting down on what we had done the other night. A couple of weeks ago after the Dallas game, we went into Seattle and weren't very good for the first period and a half, and I really liked the way we come out tonight. Obviously, it was a fantastic start to get up too quick.
We talked about the PK the other day, and it had a real strong night, lots of pressure everywhere. What did you see that was, effective for you guys tonight?
Kept it out of the middle. There really was nothing, whether that was seam passes or plays going in there for shots. Did a real good job, even though that one in the second where they got stuck out there. Really, the stuff was hell. He had to make some stops. That the pucks got in close around the crease, but at the end of the day, we're just doing a really good job with our sticks, taking the lanes away, not letting stuff get in the middle of the ice.
You had two kind of unsung guys pop for a bunch of offense. I follow with a spinning backhand for one, and then Gustafsson gets one too. What did you see from those guys, and what's the sort of sense of pride that you have when that happens?
For Gus, it's great, obviously, that he's had limited games this year, but every time he's come in, he's been effective and he's done all the right things. And tonight, they see him get rewarded. That's great, and his teammates were pretty excited. Glad to see that one with Al. he's taken advantage of the opportunity. For both Gus and Al, they've getting a chance to, in Al's case, play a lot more and playing with that top line, and then Gus getting the lineup. Those are just situations guys taking advantage of opportunities that have been put in front of them, and I think our group has done that all year, and that's helped with our success.
In putting IFL on that top line, part of it was to kind of get that beaten potatoes, so to speak, like what Gabe brought along the wall in certain ways. But 2 goals tonight, some offense as well. What have you seen from him in the top line role so far?
Well, he's been real good. Like you mentioned, there's things that he has to do as that line mate. Get in the net. Look where he scored both his goals. He's right near. I know one was on the power play, but he was right beside the crease. The other night on JMO's goal, he was right driving the middle lane and obviously getting some traffic on the goalie. So he knows what to do. He does it whether he's on the fourth line or he does it on the first line. He's a smart hockey player, but he's competitive and he goes into the hard areas and he wins a lot of his puck battles.
David Gustafsson mentioned that that Alex is very aware of different situations, and that's a big part of what allows him to play in different roles. Has he changed his game at all, or added different levels with Scheifele and Connor, or just what he usually does?
No, I don't want him to. He better not. I think that's part of his DNA. The thing about Al is, if you notice, he's first over the boards on the PK. I know he's on our second power play. Now he's been bumped up, obviously, with the injury, but he's already been playing all year long in 2 of our specialty teams in key spots. So, to add this add more ice time, being with that top group, he knows what he has to do to help that line have success, and you just saw it on their goal. They drove the middle and got down there again, and thought maybe he shoot it on his forehand into the net, but they added to the drama of it by going to his backhand.
Scott, David Gustafsson spoke how the goal that the line scored was a lot of chaos in front of the net. Whether it's Kapari or Gustafsson or even Iafallo when Velarde was healthy, are you hoping for sort of that energy, chaos aspect from your fourth line? I'm
always hoping our fourth line is energy. And they can eat up minutes, can play in the other team's end, and sort of whatever that combination has been since the trade deadline, it's been really good. I know even before I shouldn't say that, but because Tanev's here now too, he brings a little different element with speed and just running into people and causing that havoc that he does. And when your fourth line can do that goes a long way. And as long as I continue to make sure I get them out there and not be afraid to go against whether it's the top line or whether it's the fourth line or whoever they're matching up, then they go and do good things, do good minutes, grab good minutes. That's all positives for us.
And Connor Hellebuyck, his 7th shutout of the season, he spoke about how he really appreciated the MVP chants from the crowd. What did you think of the crowd chanting MVP?
Yeah, our crowd has been awesome all year. They recognize whether it's great plays or great players. And, I know that a few guys have hit milestones this year, but, if you were to ask us to vote as our team, we'd vote Helly as the MVP. And I think that a lot of people recognize how great he is. And, he's not done. He's got a lot of work ahead of him still. But at the end of the day, that's always nice to hear.
Scott, we often talk about Kyle Connor's finishing ability, but he'll hit 50 assists, I think, or
career
for the
high.
first time.
Yep.
What can you say about his vision and
he's always been a heads up, great vision guy that he can make plays. I know he likes to shoot it more than pass it, but tonight, he did that. He made some plays. I think everybody probably thought he was going to fire that pass or that shot after he got the pass, and makes a great play to Al, and obviously catches the goal near the net.
Quickly, you swapped the second and third pairings a little bit, just with Miller and Shen in the first period.
No, that's just based on kind of more on kind of what it's coming. Might be coming off somebody with an extended shift. Might be coming off a PK or a power play. Well, there wasn't anything that way. No.
Is there any chance that Kyle Connor banked that off the end boards?
Oh, for sure, he did on purpose. No.
There was